Hello viewers, you're welcome to The Great Light where we speak the truth. Today I'll be talking about a topic that I think is quite sensitive to a lot of us, and this is when to properly transit from your 9 to 5 work to your business. In this day and age where we're all really big on multiple streams of income, because really it's no longer luxury, it's now a necessity. It's very important to think properly before you leave your 9 to 5 and know the right time to move to your business. That said, like we always say on the show, we don't think there's anything that's universally applicable to everybody. So we hope to share some value with you, and hopefully you can make some good decisions out of all that you hear today. So, when is the best time to leave your 9 to 5 and move to business? Like many other things, it's always nice to test the waters with stuff, because ideas are best in our heads, and most times it's quite disappointing when we find out that the only place where our ideas are really good are in our heads. So it's always better to test your ideas out with people. So if you have a 9 to 5 and you have an idea to start a business, my opinion is the first way to go about it is to begin to sample your idea with friends and family. So let's just say you work in a bank, but you have a thing for babies and you want to sell children's clothes. How about you start by getting a small shipment and marketing it to your immediate friends, family, brothers, sisters, and co. Now, as this business begins to get traction, as people begin to give you feedback, bearing in mind that you are cushioned by your 30-day salary, which you get at the end of every month. As people begin to give you feedback, you are less tied down to the capital you've put in, so you are able to be creative. Let's just say you delivered an item that was substandard. Remember, you're still testing the waters. If you were off your job and you didn't have any other source of income, there is the tendency more to try to hold on to every cost as against when you have a cushion. So the fact that you have a cushion gives you a bit more leeway to be able to say things like, oh, I'll change that item for you for free. In fact, you even be more able or susceptible to offering extra value to the customer just to appease them. So you also begin to learn, maybe I need to change my suppliers, maybe I need to do this differently, maybe I need to do that differently. You have some room to wiggle, and that's always an advantage. So my advice would be, take baby steps, test the waters, incrementally increase your client base, increase your work area, increase your scope of the business. Now, at some point, the business is going to be profitable enough to fend for you, for one. For two, it's also going to require much more of your time, bearing in mind that keeping a 9 to 5 and running a business means you're only using your spare time. Ethically, we're obliged to give our employers their time. So it means you're using your spare time for your business. At some point, when the business has gained traction and now requires more of your time, hopefully it also should be giving you more income. You are now able to quite smoothly transit without necessarily going too far below your standard of living to jump into a business. Now, some people, they get an idea, they're excited like me, and they jump out of where they are, they get in and find out that things are not exactly how they thought they would be, and they're stranded. Should they go back to 9 to 5? Should they stay here? It becomes a dilemma. But I mean, the perspective I'm trying to share today is the perspective of testing the waters, growing the business incrementally, seeing that it is able to accommodate for you, accommodate your time, accommodate your needs, and then carefully transiting. Hopefully, of course, also giving your employer the stipulated time required, so you make sure that everything you're doing is ethical. I've seen people who have had success stories from transiting from an employment to business, where their employer becomes one of their biggest clients because they have managed all the relationships properly. Also because they were not taking out of their employer's time to run a business, but they took it bit by bit, incrementally, and of course, at this point, they've gotten to a point where they can properly transit. So remember, like we always say, None of what we say is universal, but we hope we've given you a few tips to think about and hopefully help you make a good decision as you transit from your 9 to 5 to your business. Have a great day and hopefully see you soon again. Bye.